Life has a way of hitting us when we least expect it, doesn't it? You wake up one morning with everything in place, your plans, your dreams, your vision for the future, and then just like that, the storm rolls in. The winds start to howl, the clouds gather, and before you know it, you're caught in the middle of a downpour that you didn't ask for and certainly didn't see coming. It's easy in moments like these to question why. Why me? Why now? What did I do to deserve this? In the midst of the chaos, it can feel like life is coming for you, like you've been singled out for some kind of punishment. But what if the truth is different? What if the storm you're facing is not a curse, but a catalyst? What if it's not designed to break you, but to build you, to shape you into the person you're meant to become? Every storm in life has a purpose, even when it seems senseless. Sometimes we experience storms because they are the very thing we need to get us to the next level of our journey. The challenges that come our way are not just random events. They are the means by which life forces us to evolve, to grow, to expand in ways that we never could have imagined without them. The storm pushes us to confront what we've been avoiding, to deal with what we've been running from, and to face the weaknesses that we didn't even know existed within us. Think about the storm as a shaping tool. When gold is refined, it's placed in the fire, melted down and purified. It's not easy, it's not pleasant, but that process reveals the beauty of the gold, making it more valuable than it was before. Similarly, the storms in our lives strip away the things that are unnecessary, our fears, our false beliefs, our unhealthy attachments. It exposes us to ourselves and shows us what truly matters. Through that process, we become stronger, more focused, and more resilient. As Black men, in the midst of the storm, it's easy to forget that it has a purpose. You're in survival mode, just trying to make it through to the other side. But the truth is, the storm will not last forever. The winds will eventually die down. The clouds will part, and the sun will shine again. When it does, you will look back and see that the storm wasn't just about survival. It was about transformation. It was about getting you to a place where you could rise higher than you were before. You see, God doesn't allow storms just for the sake of difficulty. He allows them because they prepare you for something greater. He knows that you're capable of more than you think, and so he allows life's challenges to come your way, not to break you, but to build you into the person you're destined to become. It's through the storms that we gain the wisdom we need to navigate the future, the patience to wait for the right timing, and the faith to trust in something bigger than ourselves. But the storm may not make sense right now. It may feel like the end of the road, but in time, you'll see that it was the very thing that pushed you to discover the greatness that was already inside you. So when the storm hits, don't panic, don't curse the rain, embrace the process, knowing that the purpose of the storm is to create something beautiful, something more powerful, more refined, and more prepared for the journey ahead. Resilience is one of the most powerful forces within the human spirit, yet it's often misunderstood. It's not the absence of struggle, nor is it the ability to avoid hardship. Resilience is the strength to face the challenges that come our way and continue moving forward, even when everything around us seems to be falling apart. It's the ability to rise after we've been knocked down, to get up even when we feel we have nothing left to give. Life doesn't wait for us to feel ready. It doesn't give us time to prepare for the storms, the hardships, or the setbacks that come our way. There are moments in life when you'll be blindsided, when everything will change in an instant and you'll be left wondering how to even take the next step. In those moments, resilience is what makes the difference between staying down and getting back up. Resilience is the decision to not stay defeated. It's the inner resolve that says, I will not be defined by this moment. I will not be held captive by my circumstances. The truth is, life will throw obstacles in your path. People will disappoint you. Dreams will be delayed. But resilience is what allows you to endure, to keep moving forward, even when the road is unclear. It's the quiet strength that rises within you when everything else seems loud and chaotic. But resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop over time. It's built in the moments when you feel like quitting but choose to take another step. It's created in the places where fear tries to paralyze you, but faith pushes you to move forward. Each challenge, each trial, each moment of hardship is an opportunity to grow that resilience. The more you face, the more you learn how to handle adversity and the stronger you become. Resilience is not about being invincible. It's not about pretending that the pain doesn't hurt or that the struggle isn't real. It's about acknowledging the difficulty and saying, I will not let this defeat me. I will not let this break me. It's about giving yourself permission to feel the weight of the struggle while simultaneously making the decision to rise above it. Resilience means knowing that even when you're knocked down, you still have the strength within you to stand up again. Sometimes resilience looks like grit, the determination to keep going even when the finish line seems far out of reach. Sometimes it's about patience, the willingness to endure the process even when it feels like progress is slow. And other times, resilience comes in the form of faith, the belief that something better is ahead, even when you can't see it right now. Resilience is multifaceted, it's dynamic, and it's deeply personal. It shows up in different ways for different people, but at its core, it is the unwavering commitment to not let the storm win. When you develop resilience, you begin to see challenges in a new light. You stop seeing them as barriers and start seeing them as stepping stones. Every storm you survive, every trial you overcome becomes another testament to the strength that is being built within you. Resilience changes how you approach life. It shifts your mindset from a place of fear and uncertainty to a place of power and possibility. It teaches you that you're capable of more than you ever thought, and that even in your weakest moments, there is a strength inside of you that cannot be taken away. The power of resilience is that it doesn't just help you survive, it helps you thrive. It transforms you. It makes you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the journey ahead. When the storm is raging and the winds are howling, one of the most important things you can hold on to is your anchor. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how much we plan, things can change in an instant. In those moments when everything feels out of control, having something to hold on to, something solid, something unwavering, is not just helpful, it's essential. Your anchor is the thing that keeps you grounded. When the world is spinning out of control, the thing that holds you steady when everything else feels uncertain. But what is your anchor? For many, it's their faith. It's the belief in something greater than themselves, a higher power that provides comfort, guidance, and strength in the face of adversity. For others, it might be their core values, truth, integrity, love, or compassion. Principles that are so deeply ingrained that no storm can wash them away. Your anchor is that foundation that doesn't shift when circumstances change. It's the part of you that remains immovable, even when everything else is shaken. Imagine a ship caught in the middle of a violent storm. The waves are crashing, the winds are fierce, and everything around it seems to be in chaos. The ship could easily be tossed in any direction, lost to the sea. But what keeps it from being carried away entirely is its anchor. It's the anchor that holds it in place, steady, safe, and secure, even in the midst of the storm. This is what faith and strong values do for you in life. They act as your anchor, holding you steady when the storm of life comes crashing in. When you're going through hard times, it's easy to feel lost, overwhelmed, and unsure of where to turn. In those moments, if you can hold on to your anchor, it gives you something to rely on. It helps you maintain your footing, even when the ground beneath you seems unstable. When everything else in your life is uncertain, your anchor provides a point of certainty, something you can trust in. It's your lifeline, your reminder that no matter how strong the storm, there is something that cannot be shaken. Faith is especially powerful in this way because it reminds you that you are not alone in the storm. Your anchor is not just a set of beliefs or values, it's a connection to a higher power that is always with you, guiding you, providing you the strength to endure when life gets hard and you can't see a way out. Your faith anchors you in the knowledge that you don't have to navigate the storm alone. There is a force greater than yourself that is holding you, comforting you, and leading you through the darkness. It's like when you can see, it makes it safe. And I promise you the journey is not all the way there. But trusting in your anchor also requires surrender. It requires the humility to admit that you don't have all the answers and that you can't control everything. It's a willingness to release the need to fix everything yourself and trust that the anchor will hold no matter what. There will be times when you don't understand why the storm is happening, times when you wonder if the anchor is enough to keep you steady, but trust is the key. Trust that it is, trust that even in the midst of the fiercest winds, the anchor will never fail you. When you hold on to your anchor, you are reminded that the storm is temporary. The waves will eventually calm. The winds will die down and you will make it through. Your anchor doesn't just keep you from being swept away, it strengthens you. It keeps your heart steadfast, your mind clear, and your spirit hopeful, knowing that no matter how fierce the storm, there is something inside you that cannot be moved. So when you're in the middle of a storm, it can feel like you're trapped in a never-ending cycle of darkness, chaos, and struggle. The rain falls relentlessly, the wind howls louder, and you feel as though the weight of it all will crush you. It's easy to believe that the storm will never end, that the pain will never subside, that the struggle will never be over. But I need you to hear this truth today. The storm won't last forever. No matter how fierce the winds blow or how hard the rain falls, every storm eventually comes to an end. It may feel like you're stuck in the middle of it, unable to see beyond the clouds. But the reality is that storms are temporary. They come to pass, and in time, the clouds will break, the sun will shine, and you will be standing on the other side of it, stronger than you ever thought possible. Storms are not meant to last forever. Life has its seasons. There are times when everything seems dark, when it feels like nothing is going right. But just as night always turns into day, the storm will eventually pass. The key is to hold on during the storm, to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear, because when you do, you will make it to the other side. When you're in the storm, it's hard to see the end. All you can focus on is the immediate challenge in front of you. It's difficult to see beyond the next wave, the next gust of wind, the next obstacle that tries to knock you down. But in the midst of it all, you must remind yourself that nothing in life is permanent. Not the good times, not the hard times, and not the storms. They all have their season, and the storm you're facing right now has an expiration date. It may not be easy, it may not be quick, but it will pass. The storm may stretch longer than you anticipated. It may bring more challenges than you thought you could handle, but you have already proven that you can endure. You've survived every storm that has come your way up until now, and this one will be no different. It may feel overwhelming in the moment, but in time, you'll look back and realize that the storm was not your end. It was just a part of the journey, a necessary chapter in the story of your life. During the storm, it's easy to lose hope. It's easy to wonder if you'll ever see the sunshine again. But remember, storms are often the very thing that prepares us for the sunshine. It's through the storm that we build resilience, that we discover strength we didn't know we had, and that we gain the wisdom to face the next chapter of our lives. You will come out of this storm wiser, stronger, and more prepared for what lies ahead. The storm is not just a trial to endure. It's an opportunity to grow, to stretch, and to emerge more fully into the person you were meant to be. In the quiet moments, when the storm is at its worst, remember this: it's temporary. The sun will break through, the winds will die down, the storm will fade, and you will stand in a place of peace once again. You will be able to say, I made it through. I survived. And now I am stronger because of it. Keep holding on, because the storm won't last forever. The breakthrough you've been waiting for is closer than you think. There are seasons in life when we're forced to grow, even when we don't feel ready. Growth often comes not in the times of comfort, but in the times of hardship. It's in those moments when everything seems to be falling apart that the seeds of transformation are planted deep within us. Growth doesn't always look like success or progress on the surface, but deep down it is shaping us, preparing us for what's ahead. Embracing your season of growth requires a shift in perspective. It means recognizing that the struggles, the challenges, and the storms you face are not signs of failure, but rather the very catalysts that push you to become more than you ever thought possible. Growth is uncomfortable, often painful, and at times feels like an uphill battle. But it is through that discomfort that you stretch and expand into the fullness of who you are meant to be. We all want easy, smooth paths. We wish for the days when everything falls into place, when everything aligns perfectly and the journey feels effortless. But the reality is that growth doesn't happen on a smooth road. Growth happens in the difficult seasons. It's in the moments when you feel like giving up, when you question your purpose, when the weight of it all feels too much to bear, that you are actually being prepared for something greater. Those moments of struggle are not setbacks. They are set-ups for your future. When you embrace your season of growth, you stop looking at the obstacles as enemies, and instead you begin to see them as opportunities. Opportunities to stretch, to learn, and to develop character.